What's up, everybody? Nick Makes Plays here. So a crazy thing just happened in Runeterra where they unleashed the Eternal Ranked Ladder. So what that means is there's a thing called Standard and Eternal in Runeterra now. They're two split different modes. Standard is where they rotated out 200 cards that were too strong and kind of just lower the power level, make sure everything's balanced, fair. And that's the regular. That's called Standard. That's just the usual game mode. And then you have Eternal, which just had the Ranked Ladder unleashed, where it's just a Wild West. Everything, all the broken cards, the overpowered cards, the crazy, this card is really strong, really, really powerful cards are all in the format. And it has a ranked ladder. So as you can see here, currently I'm rank 1 in the Standard ladder. And then we have Eternal ladder, which just dropped yesterday. It's brand new. So I have 5 decks I think will be extremely powerful for Eternal, extremely strong. If you're like, hey, what is this Eternal? What should I play for this format? I don't know. Well, this is the video for you. These are all very promising decks. I think will be amazing and are great for you to queue up ranked with. So just a heads up, I am playing all of these decks all the time on my Twitch, live on Twitch all next week, playing these really strong Eternal decks I'm showing in the video today. I also have deck guides all next week on all these videos. Make sure you guys, like, subscribe, comment below what you think of the video. But let's get into the first deck. So the first deck I think will be really strong for Eternal. I had to show it. It's Draven Jinx, baby. So Draven just got reverted back to a 3-3. Shows 3-2, but he's back to a 3-3 at the most recent balance patch. So Draven's back in his former glory. In the past, I've hit rank 1 with this deck 2 different seasons. It is very powerful with 3-3 Draven. Just so much pressure coming down on turn 3. You have the consistency of searching him from turn 1 with Draven's biggest fan. And he just gives you these axes, which enable all the discards, level Jinx, just kind of let you put crazy pressure on the opponent. So what you do is you want to have a pretty strong early game. You have 1-drop biggest fan, Urchin, stuff like that. And then on turn 2, you can play House Spider to keep going wide. And then on turn 3, drop Draven. And you can push for a big attack, and then you can use Vision. You can, when it's discarded, grant all allies +1/+0. Draven's Axe can discard the Vision to buff your wide boards. Battlecaster buffs all your units. You have Flame Chompers hooking away to enemy blockers, while also being able to be buffed. So it's really easy with this deck to just have a 5 wide board. Push for crazy damage, even sometimes 12 plus damage on turn 4. And then right when your hand runs out, you have Jinx. With Jinx's leveled, she gives you a Rocket, which does 3 enemy Nexus, does $1 enemy blockers, and she draws 2 each turn. So you just empty your hand, refuel burn, empty your hand, refuel burn, and then after all the damage took in the early game, Jinx easily just commands the game from there by either killing the Nexus or just drawing you too many cards and they can't keep up. So very great at going wide, very aggro-esque, explosive, fun, and yeah, I think this deck will be really, really good in Eternal format yet again. The next deck we have in this list is Nasus Thrash. Conveniently, they keep buffing decks I was looking forward to Eternal, so this is looking like a really strong pick. I finished rank 1 with this deck one season, so I just think this is phenomenally. I cannot believe they buff it. It's going to be so strong. So this is based around really aggressive Shadow Owl curve. You slay your own units, push a ton of damage, and then Nasus, he levels up +1/+1 every time you slay an ally, so he easily gets the 10 attack, and it's just too hard to deal with, and you win the game. Thresh can pull him out of the deck once you've seen 6+ units die, which is so easy because it counts as your opponent blocking or killing their units, or you self-slaying your own units. So you want to have a 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop curve, or 1-drop, 2-drop butcher curve. So basically, you play one of your 1-drops, pretty good, pretty good. Whenever you slay a unit, grant me +1/+0. It's fearsome. You do a lot of self-slaying. You play Curse Keeper or Fading Icon. So these both give you units to slay to set up your combos with Butcher and Caretaker. Curse Keeper dies, it now gives you a Innovation, which was a 3-3, got buffed to a 4-3 for more damage. And Fading Icon, it's a 3-1 that gives you a 0-1, which gives you a free unit to kill for your Bladed Caretaker. So when you kill turn 3, you can kill an ally, gets you saplings, they're 2-1 challengers, you can hook away enemy blockers, push for huge damage, you're attacking with your 1-drop, you're attacking with your 2-drop, and you're also attacking with the 2-1, and then you could kill their units as well, getting more slays for Nasus along the way. Or you can Butcher. So turn 1, you can play Bakar Reaper, turn 2, play Curse Keeper, Fading Icon, Tribute, and then you just have 3 units attacking on turn 2 when it's, it's turn 2, so you shouldn't have that many units yet. And it's just tons of damage, and the whole time that you're slaying your own stuff and they're blocking, you just are leveling Nasus. You also have some pretty good removal to wear in the deck. You have Glimpse Beyond to refuel, and it also counts as a slay, because you're killing your own unit. Very convenient. You can see the pattern here, right? Hate Spike, kill one of your own units, kill one of their units, that's 2 slays. Rite of Calling searches for your champions. Ray of Negation is able to stop their, vengeances on your Nasus. And then the main thing is that Nasus can easily get to 12 plus attack, 15 plus attack. I've gotten to 20 plus attack like somewhat regularly, so you can just one-shot people with Atrocity. Atrocity, you can kill an ally, deals damage equal to its power to enemy nexus. It's also fast speed, so you just get Nasus 20 attack or 10 attack, whatever health are left, and you just slam into the nexus with Atrocity, and you win the game. Yeah, very strong deck, very powerful, very fun. So if you guys haven't tried it, I highly recommend this deck. The next deck I think would be pretty good is a bit spicy. It's Aphelios Victor. So Aphelios and Victor, two of the strongest champs in the game when they're legal, I guess, which they are in eternal format. Particularly Aphelios. Aphelios gives you these moon weapons. There's 5 of them. They give you all kinds of stuff. One summons 2 drops. One blows up enemy units. Gives you life steal. One gives you overwhelm. One stuns. Basically, you can cycle through those and just kind of have an infinite generation of tools to deal with. Your opponent can't really like keep up. And they're all created cards, which helps level Victor as well, because Victor levels when you play 7 plus created cards. He also gives you a Hex Core upgrade each turn, which allows you to get new keywords. So it's just kind of like a plethora of threats your opponent can't deal with. And they both complement each other very well, because this gets a new moon weapon when you play 2 different cards, and then the Hex Core upgrade that Victor gives you costs 0. So it's a cheap way to play 2 cards. Now, the reason this deck's so good is its versatility. It just has so much going for it, right? There's, I guess, as I just mentioned, you can just out-resource your opponent. Maybe they can't deal with Victor's keywords, maybe they can't deal with Aphelios. But then we also have Invoking with the Spacey Sketcher. You can discard a card to get a Celestial, which is basically free Celestial, because we have tons and tons of ways to discard, because the bot can give you Ignition every turn. Alright, Dustbringer gives you Dustpel Dust, which discounts Aphelios, or it can be a discount. Mountain Goat gives you gems. It's just so many different free cards coming out of nowhere. You have some Shredders turning those free cards into free draws, and we have Submersible, which is a pretty big bomb in the deck. So Submersible says, when I'm summoned, draw 1, and if you played at least 10 other cards with different names, grant me +4/+0. So it becomes a 5/5, draw 1 elusive if you play different cards, which is extremely easy in the deck, because every card in this deck generates a different card. Victor gives you Hex Core upgrade, it's a different name. Aphelios gives you like 5 different moon weapons, all different names. Alright, Dustbringer gives you Petal, Sketcher gives you Celestials, Will Spot gives you Ignition, Mountain Goat gives you Gems. It's effortless almost to get this to be 10 different things. So it's just a huge elusive win con, while also giving you more cards. So it's a common theme of, you know, you just out-resource people. And then we also have a lot of ways to answer things. So we have Thermogenic Beam, just well-rounded, spend all your mana to kill a unit. Very flexible. You can use you can use all your cards, and then use like a low amount of mana to kill small units, or use just itself to kill another mana to kill a big unit. You have Mystic Shot, which can go for burn damage for reach, because you have elusives, you have a lot of pressure going on, the ignitions from the bot add up, or you can use this as removal. So it's a very versatile deck, as I said. Pale Cascade, keep your units alive, keep drawing. Aftershock's great right now, because Grand Plaza is a potent threat in the meta, as well as cards like Poppy, so very good at killing those. You know, even opposing Aphelios, it deals 3, it's well-rounded. Get excited again, it's just the discards are free, basically, because you have so many free cards being added to your hand, the gems and the ignitions. So you can use it as lethal, or you can use it as remove your opponent's units, to Hush, just to deal with, I don't know, all kinds of threats. And it's really easy to, like, have so many more cards than your opponent, that they can only win with, like, oh, if you can't answer this, I win, but if you can, I lose, because they're going to lose the grind, because you just have more cards than them, and you just answer with Hush, and then you win. And then you have 3 Star Shaping, heals 5, gives you a big invoke unit, so basically you can just get, like, a huge elusive. There's 2 huge elusives you can get. A huge Spell Shield Overwhelm unit out of the invoke pool, and just kill them. So again, you're either out-resourcing your opponent, you're elusive win conning, you're burning, you're winning the Victor's keyword. It's just so much going on. I played this today, and it was like, it felt almost unbeatable sometimes, where your opponent's just like, I cannot deal with all those things. And you can just kind of cater your game plan to the matchup, or put them in so many different threats they can't deal with all of them. It's a really cool deck. It's pretty fun, and yeah, I recommend it. I think it's great. The next deck that I cooked up, I'm really excited to go over, but it's a bit degenerate. It has 6 rallies. It is Lulu Poppy. Kind of just gets really good combat strings. What I mean by that is Lulu has a support. When she supports an ally, it goes to 4/4. And then Poppy says when she attacks, grant all allies equal power or less than her, +1/+1. So if you can get like a boards of 3 or 4 attacking, they can't block all of them, because they're either too big, they're all too buffed, and then if they block them, then they lose their units because it's their bad combat traits for them. If they don't block them, then they die because they're taking so much damage. One of my favorite cards, I think super underrated, is Yoral Smith. Give all allies with equal power or less to make quick attack this round. So as long as you can make sure it's like the biggest thing by buffing it with Lulu or whatever, then your whole board will get quick attack. and then they definitely can't block, because if they do, they lose their units, and if they don't, they die, and you just rally and do it again next turn, and it's so easy to kill people on turns like 5-6 for this deck. It's ridiculous. So we have Fleet Tracker and Patrol Broadwing. They give Challenger, so you can hook away key enemy units, give you good trades, and make sure they benefit off the quick attack from Ural Smith. We have War Shafts, which is a 2/2 move space deck, now buffed to a 2/3. Very good. You might support ally +1/+1, so particularly good on Ural Smith. Make sure he's bigger than the whole board. Give everything quick attack, or on the challengers, get good trades. And also has support. And Lulu levels now, or she's always leveled like this, but she levels when you support allies 3 times, which is way easier with the addition of War Chefs to the deck. You have Refuel and Swarm through Vandal City Mayor, gives you a free card, and then every time you have a multi-region card, each round it reduces it by 1. And Lulu and Poppy are both multi-region. And then you have Grumble Slug, solid 2/3 unit that gives you mana back for your 3 of Ranger Resolve. Give always tough this round, so again, if you have a board where attacking with like 4 units, and they try and trade, their 4/4s into your 4/4s or whatever, you can just Ranger Resolve. They lose both their units, you keep all yours, and then your board's still huge. They have also their blockers, you rally, it's game. So very, very strong deck. This deck, if you want to climb fast, I super recommend this deck, because you can just delete people, and it's so oppressive and so hard to deal with. These Lulu and Poppy strings with all these units, and they just can't keep up. So that's my 4th deck. Alright, and my 5th deck, which I also think is particularly spicy, is Lucian Hecarim. So, I guess the reason why why are we playing Lucian Hecarim Eternal? Like, what's the reason why you think it could be, like, one of the best of the best of all these super strong decks? And the reason is Grand Plaza. So Grand Plaza, well, now I summon, give it +1/+0, and Challengers round, it was buffed to give it +1/+1. So it gives you extra health, making your units harder to remove. Now, history lesson. When Grand Plaza used to do this, like the +1/+1 when it first released, it was the best deck in the game. Basically, every Tier 1 deck, or remotely all the best decks, were just based around Grand Plaza, because having an extra health point, which is so powerful, so these Challenger units that are strong and also hard to remove, and they buffed it back to +1/+1. And the reason why Grand Plaza is so good in this deck is because of the ephemerals. So we have cards like Haunted Relic, Summon 3 Unleashed Spirits, which are just 1/1s, but with Grand Plaza, they're 2/2s. So you have 3 2/2s off 2 mana. 2/2 Challengers. And then you have Onslaught of the Shadows. Summon 2 Spectral Riders, they're 2/2s, become 3/3s with Grand Plus from 3/3 Challengers. So you can just easily just summon a bunch of free Challengers, hook away the enemy board, kill their whole board with the Challengers, while also getting rid of their blockers, and open the way for things like Lucian. Hecarim just push huge damage. And then Lucian says, if 4+ allies or an ally send a die, so in this deck 4+ allies, he levels, which lets you rally the first time an ally dies, and the ephemerals die when they attack. So all you have to do is go with Lucian, Haunted Relic, have one of their unit die, and he levels, and then next time you use an ephemeral, you get to attack twice. You can go like, okay, Lucian, Haunted Relic, attack with everything, and then when they die, you get to attack again with everything. And it just kills them so fast, while also killing all of their units. And then Hecarim the whole time's leveling, because he levels when he attacked with 7+ ephemeral allies, and when he levels, he buffs everything, buffs all the ephemerals. He has Overwhelm, so it's just super easy to kill your opponent. We have a cute new card, Grave Companion. Each round, the first time an ally dies, draw 1. Your ephemerals, again, they just die when they attack. So you're just drawing tons of cards. Very, very strong. You have Shark Chariot, which I love. Super cool card. So when it dies, next time an ephemeral attacks, it revives itself attacking, which is particularly strong with Lucian. Because if you level Lucian and attack with an ephemeral, he'll reborn. And if you hold an ephemeral back for the second attack or get another ephemeral, he'll attack and then Shark Chariot reborn again. And it's just so easy to just rally and just kill you with the Lucian, and the whole time, you have this bomb coming. So it's, in short, Grand Plaza with the ephemerals is just an insane combo. Kills enemy units, pushes huge damage while leveling both your champions to rally and do it again, or to buff all your ephemerals or kill them with Overwhelm, what have you. So very, 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 very strong deck, very explosive, and very fun. All right, everybody, that is my 5 decks. But remember, I'm streaming all of these decks live all next week on Twitch. I will have deck guides on YouTube all next week on all these decks. So make sure you guys follow me on Twitch. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment below the deck you like the most, what you're looking forward to in Eternal. I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys on YouTube. I'll see you on Twitch. Have a good one.